What's up, everybody? Make sure that you get in here, you thumbs this up, and hopefully the title has some newbies pretty intrigued. So, a lot of people are going to think that I'm going to draw some kind of a child sex abuse parallel between Jeffrey Epstein and Conor McGregor. That's not going to be the case here. However, what do these two people have in common? Well, let me tell you what's going to go down. They have a lot more in common than you think. It shows you how our society works, whether it be in the United States or globally, okay? And it shows you media complicity, and it shows you when you're worth a certain amount of money and you have a certain amount of power, you can do things that other people can't and still be promoted and really, protected. So let's talk about it. Now, the Me Too movement, that's now almost, 2+ years old, time's up. Was time up for Jeffrey Epstein? No. It took the Miami Herald, it took independent journalists like myself many, many years to get this back into the spotlight. It took James Patterson, the #1 author in this country, to write a book called Filthy Rich, which was panned by critics and largely ignored in 2016 when it came out, to do that. 25 people watching, 3 likes, let's get them up. We want some newbies to understand what's going down here. So McGregor, how does McGregor come into this? Well, in a culture that says that they're so concerned with women's rights and sexual abuse, etc., how in the world did Conor McGregor get a pass for the allegations against him? And if you're new here, you might not really know what those allegations are. You see, they were very obfuscated by his fake retirement. Now, if you want to go check out, I believe it's my MMA playlist, a lot of this is going to become way more clear because I don't have the articles in front of me to back up what I'm about to say, but I promise you, everything I'm about to say is 100% document on what allegedly happened with Conor McGregor and what he's been able to get away with. So, allegedly, in December, yes, December, 8+ months ago, McGregor, in front of a group of friends/Irish gangsters, brutally beat, raped, and sodomized a 20-year-old girl who was a friend of his family's. It is rumored that her relationship to McGregor was that she is his baby mama. Okay, everybody knows who D is. His baby mama's brothers, are we following? His brother's best friend, so somebody who's been around forever, longtime girlfriend. And although they're not married, they have a child together, and yes, they indeed are together. Now, she didn't just go back to a hotel room with McGregor. She went back with, at least one other woman and many other men into a party atmosphere. And allegedly, he tried to kiss her on a 2-day coke bender, okay, coke and alcohol bender. She slapped him in front of all these people, and, the beating, the raping, and the sodomizing took place. And there was a ton of evidence, so much evidence, in fact, that it took until January for him to even be arrested and then let go on this in Ireland. Now, when this happened, the laws in Ireland were as such that you could not name the person unless they had been convicted. And in Ireland, by the way, sexual assault, it's about an 8% conviction rate. Let me repeat that. Now, you can say, hey, well, women lie and yada, yada, yada. I really doubt 92% of women in Ireland are lying about the sexual assaults there. Okay? So I'm one of the first people to report on this, I believe all the way back in February, after I couldn't believe what I was finding, and that there had been leaks from the international media, including RTE, of his arrest for this. And people cursed me out. They told me that it was a rugby star. They told me it was a golf player, etc., etc. The details are brutal. The details are some of the most horrific and brutal I've ever seen. And I'm a huge MMA fan. Huge. Anybody that's followed my stuff for well over a decade now knows that MMA is really the one sport that I do watch on a regular basis and I find entertaining. And it makes me want to throw up that the UFC and the mainstream media continue to promote this guy. So again, finally when it breaks in America, I think all the way back in, was it April? It took till April for these things to break out in America. I think it was the New York Times does a watered down piece mentioning almost none of the details I read. If you want to know what really happened there, Google Irish sports star, in quotation marks, Ireland sexual assault. And the Irish Mirror did probably the best work out of anybody. Oh yeah, and there were leaked WhatsApp messages that suggested that, you know, when he first initially raped this girl, she was on her period, and that she had to have a tampon surgically removed from her cervix. That's in the actual messages. Here's my buddy right here.
All right, Jason. Boom!
Yes, Oniana. Fun fact, he is actually the bassist for Gym Class Heroes as well. Eric Roberts, go check him out. Does great gardening work. It's gorgeous here. See, there are good things in life. But to this day, as I've said now, they're still promoting this guy. Why? Well, his fights generate a large amount of money. He's not the best fighter. He's probably the best talker in the fight game. Doesn't excuse him for what he did to this young girl, okay? And as far as I know, the investigation is still going on. It's hard to find any information on it whatsoever. But let's talk about who he's hooked in with and who he possibly did this in front of. The Kinahan are an Irish crime syndicate there, and they're also into the promotion of fighters. Darren Till, for instance, is promoted by a very heavily Irish mobbed up group. Now, don't get me wrong, the fight game has had that kind of funding since its inception. You know, from boxing to MMA, you look at the Japanese Yakuza, you look at Pride, Dream after that, etc., etc. You look at Vegas and even the Fertitta brothers and Dana White, and the connections are there, guys. I mean, you don't have to look far when you're in the casino business in Galveston, Texas back in the day to know that it's a mobbed up game. But when we're in an era now where we pop people for steroids, where the littlest thing said is a huge scandal in the media, and we act like we're so self-righteous that we're taking down the predators. Meanwhile, it took forever to take down Epstein, and then we couldn't even protect him from what happened. So we won't get, or hopefully we do. I mean, the DOJ and the FBI say and Berman, they say they're gonna pursue the other leads and go after the other co-conspirators. We'll see. But our justice system failed by not keeping Epstein alive. And right now our justice system is failing, and our media, and the media is the worst here. The fact that headlines were made on a fake retirement that nobody should have cared about on the day, he announces that in the morning, and then that afternoon, the very watered down New York Times article about the sexual assault comes out. And again, I want people to really fucking get it, okay? Go check it out yourself. It is alleged that this man beat, raped, sodomized a girl so badly she had to have a tampon removed from her cervix, that she was badly beaten, scared to death because who had witnessed it. And people were like, oh, she wants the money. She didn't even name him for weeks because she was scared for her fucking life, this girl. It's not even clear where we're at here. This is a longtime family friend. This is someone McGregor's actually known for years. She's not even 21 fucking years old. And they're gonna promote him. They're trying to set up a fight right now where he can make them money. No, I'm not down with that. I'm not down with it. I'm seriously not. And it shows the poison of society. It shows the poison of power. It shows the poison of money. And it shows the poison of a populace that won't stand up against it. And that's the truth, guys. So, again, if you're new to the game and you don't believe a word I just said, and you think that I'm blowing it out of proportion, please go check out my past work on that matter over at We Are Change and News for a Change. But I think you can go check out my MMA playlist, and it's in there. I have one video on my channel with Khabib and McGregor, because Khabib told the truth. When he was in that hype train, he actually did tell the truth, and guess what? It was largely ignored. Let's go this way. So that being said, guys, I'm doing 3, 4, 5, 6, sometimes 7 videos a day. I appreciate all your support. Only 37 thumbs up. Thumbs this up before you go. That helps me out. Share it on social media. Let people know that there is a connection in general between the type of behavior that surrounds a guy with power like Epstein and a guy with power like McGregor, and it's a sickening one. And once again, guys, I've got a GoFundMe. That's how I'm financially doing this. That's how I'm bringing you these videos every single day. Deep dives, walk and talks, and more. So I thank you very much, and I will see you all on the flip side. Say goodbye, Karma. Carm, say goodbye.